Because of the new war with Iran, diesel prices have completely skyrocketed, $4.69 per gallon. And I am completely out of diesel, so I have no other choice, but I'm probably gonna fill up a little bit and try to find any other cheaper places. Because on average, it costs about $120 to $140 to fill up my tank. And with it being $4.69, it's gonna be like over $160 just to fill up my tank. Actually, $180 because my truck has 36 gallons inside it. 10 gallons for literally $50. That is crazy, bro. Yep, we are stopping at $80, bro. It is way too expensive over here.
I'd like to give a special shout out to Donald Trump in Israel for starting the war with Iran, which now gas prices. Last week I only spent like $1,400 in fuel. This week I'm all the way at like fucking 25, almost 27. Same miles. Same miles.
What?
Jeez. Now I gotta go sell ass again. Now I gotta be a part-time lot lister. Thanks.
This is absolutely insane and a lot.
All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Yeah, man. The whole point of the epistle is always checking the temperature, if you will, of the people, especially our people, but the Americans as a whole, being a judge people's behavior, character through the scriptures, man. And you can tell that the people are ripe to fulfill prophecy of the chaos that happens during the Great Tribulation. You could tell the mindset. Take this guy, for instance, how when he started his complaint, it was the first thing he said was F, you know, the president, and I guess the people that voted for him. And then he mentioned prostituting himself. Again, the whole point being the mentality of the people. They don't really know why the gas prices are going up. They think it's because of the war and things like that. They like basically the reason why I said that they don't understand prophecy and they don't care about prophecy. They don't care, people, you know, period. It's the nature of man. People don't really care about anything that happens on this earth if it doesn't directly affect them in some form or fashion. Now, all this stuff happening with Iran or these other nations, now that it's starting to affect them, now they want to complain even more than they already were complaining in the first place. This is what we're seeing going to amplify as we progress towards this great tribulation in the second coming of Malak Yahweh Shai. The Americans losing their freaking minds because their goodies, their pleasantries, their ability to earn wages is being jeopardized. Now they already got the solution ready for you Americans. It's going to be their mark of the beast. There's rumors of trials going on as we speak of universal income, and they're gonna have to do it, man, because of AI, robots, and just prophecy, man, the will of Yahweh Hashem Shai, and that's gonna lead a lot of people into taking the mark of the beast. Do you think these people give two shits about how they earn money? They don't care about being a farmer or being a trucker. They just want the wages. So if they come out, Esau Edom them come out and just say, hey, we'll give you guys universal income, just take this mark of the beast, people are going to line up for it. They're already tired. They already don't want to work, man. And if they're offering a decent wages to have just by taking that mark of the beast in the name of providing for oneself and in the name of providing for one's family, the majority of the people here are going to take it, and then the rest of it will just be pressure. You know what I mean? The Lord say all. He calls of all, rich and poor, free and bond. So people in jail, man, they're probably doing pardons and things like that via the mark of the beast. Oh, you want to get out? Or you had just a minor marijuana charge or something like that? Here, take this mark of the beast and we'll let you out of jail early. So it's very, very important to always check the temperature of the people, because they're ready to crack. They're one paycheck away from losing it, man. They're not stable. The mirth is dwindling, so they don't have that to run to combat what's happening on the earth. All that great mirth and folly, and ability to attain that mirth, the ability to go to Disneyland, Disney World, to watch, go to the movies, to go out to a restaurant with your family on the weekends. All those things are being jeopardized because of this conflict, really because of prophecy, really because of the will of Yahweh Bahashem Hawashai. But man, a simple, unwise man that don't know, all he's going to be able to see is what's directly in front of him. So now he has something to point his finger at. Oh, the president. Oh, Iran war. No, all this is really just what the prophets have been saying. All this is just what the Lord has been saying through the prophets, that the mirth was going to leave, the grinding shall cease, that a war was coming, that you should hear of wars and rumors of war. That's all this is. And people that didn't want to take heed, now they're pissed. Now they're pissed. Now they're looking again to point their finger at something or someone. And as things progress, the people here, they're going to just keep pointing that's what the scriptures teach us, man. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. But because they're mad, they're angry, they can't maintain that quality of life that they had prior to the Great Tribulation. So they're looking for somebody to point their finger at. Oh, it's the government's fault, which, I mean, ultimately it is the leadership, because they're wicked, but they don't want to give any reverence to Yahweh Shema Hawashai by saying that these things were going to happen. They don't want to serve the Lord. They don't want to give any acknowledgement to Yahweh Shema Hawashai. They rather point their finger at Esau, Edom, and not give reverence to prophecy. Ultimately, this is prophecy that's happening. That's why these things are taking place. That's why gas prices are going up. That's why Babylon the Great is in conflict with Iran right now, and it's going to get out of hand, Lord willing. It's because prophecy has to come to pass, man. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, and that's the spirit that everybody's in, unless something happens when it directly affects them. Hence, look at the pandemic when it was the Wuhan virus. All right. Nobody really cared that much over here until it came over here. Not only came over here, but started to affect directly. When you're seeing people making you put on masks, and you're having to distance yourself 6 feet, and you see plexiglass and plastic everywhere, now it's affecting. Now people are starting to speak out against it. Now people are getting worried, etc. Now they want to make moves concerning this situation. All right, same thing on a daily basis, but ultimately, World War III, the mark of the beast, man. They're not gonna see it coming, because they're in peace and safety mode, because they can get in their trucks and drive a certain number of miles and put food on the table, blast their music. It's not a bad gig being a trucker. I'm sure it has its ups and downs, but overall, I mean, these jobs aren't that bad. It really ultimately boils down to the people that you work with. You could have the worst job on earth, man, but you be working with some decent people, and it can be decent, man. But even a simple job is being put in jeopardy here. So all that peace and safety, it's finna go out the window. So again, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And who knows how far this whole Iran conflict is gonna go. The Lord could put the spirit upon, and we got to remember, man, just because there's conflict happening doesn't mean that it's World War III. There's many countries, nations that have to get involved for it to be a World War III. The United States and Iraq can completely go into a war, a full war. There's rumors of it dying down or what have you, but they could go into a full-fledged, straight-up war right now, man. Boots on the ground, all of that, and it not be World War III. And I say that in relation to prophecy, because we do know the mark of the beast comes before World War III, but don't think that it's so far off that it can't get out of control right and freaking now, man. All right, they're going at it right now, and there's casualties on both sides happening right now. Doesn't mean that it's World War III before the mark of the beast, man. I said all that to say, don't think it far off, man, for the conflict to happen. Don't think that these people, the Lord won't put a spirit upon somebody to attack this place, man. Prepare. It could be any type of attack. They could do old school paratroopers coming from the sky. Um, shit, they could go the EMP route, man, and attack the grid. They could go the financial route. Who knows, man? Airports, who knows, man? But Lord willing, whatever is going to happen, it does not die down, and it continues. People don't care nothing about no war, especially here in Babylon the Great. All they care about is their football, their basketball, and the rest of the mirth and folly that is Babylon the Great. But now that it's affecting my gas, now that I can't go to and fro like I want to, now they're complaining more and more about it. They're unstable already. So any and everything that happens after this is just going to lead the people into being in that chaotic state, rebelling against the government, rebelling against authority. Why? Because they can't survive, and it's pissing them off because they're spoiled. This place, Babylon the Great, especially modern USA, has just promoted and produced a bunch of spoiled, unthankful children, man. Just a bunch of big children, you know what I mean, walking around the earth, man. All right. And the Lord is quickly getting ready to rectify these things, man, by bringing this great tribulation, bringing many sorrows upon the earth. Cause ain't nobody regarding the words of Yahweh Shah other than the prophets, other than the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, man. Everybody else don't give a damn. Everybody else is doing whatever they want to do or trying to change what we're saying is going on in this Bible because they don't like the way that it sounds. But it's okay. Lord willing, hey, this thing continues and it doesn't die down. All right, let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Chapter 7 and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus saith the Lord God unto the land of Israel, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. And that's what we're prophesying. An end is come, man. The end is right around the corner. The end of this wicked rulership, the end of our captivity. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. So that's what's getting ready to happen during this great tribulation. The gates of mercy are going to close up, and the Lord is going to execute his judgment throughout the earth, starting with the nation of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right. And then it'll branch out, if you will, to everybody else, man. That's the wicked upon the earth. They're going to be in dire straits. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be confused. They're going to be in pain, or great miseries of famine, earthquakes in diverse places, people dying by the sword, by the hands of other men and women. It's going to be just chaotic. Military troops, police troops, all these things, man, during the great tribulation. Verse 4, and mine eyes shall not spare thee. So the Lord's not going to spare you individuals that didn't want to take heed during this great tribulation. Neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee. So if you've been sowing seeds of good, Lord willing, the Lord have mercy upon you, and he shall bestow good unto you. If you've been sowing the other seeds of wickedness, then that's what the Lord's going to give you over to, man, a wicked judgment. And thy abomination shall be, or judgment for the wicked, shall I say, And thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Just like they're going to know a prophet had been among them once these things are brought to their front door. Oh, now you want to do something and have a certain response because you can't go outside and fill your car up because there's a war going on, like we've prophesied through the Spirit. You see how our people think they're slick. Okay. And my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. You're going to know that Yahweh Hashem Shai brought this prophecy or these prophecies among you. Once you see yourself right in it, you see the world war, you see the mark of the beast, you see the chaos happening, you see the pestilence and people being unalive right in front of you. You see the cities locked down and a man desiring to go into a city and not being able to. You'll see these things and then remember and know that the Lord, warned you of these things. Verse 5, thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh by Hashem Shai, and evil and only evil, behold, is come, and end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. Okay, the morning is coming to thee, thou thou that thou dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day, the trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountain. So this is what we're warning is coming. It's time. Prepare thyself. Prepare. Warning. Verse 8, now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee and accomplish my anger upon thee. So during the great tribulation, man, all these things are going to happen. The Lord is going to let a world war happen again. First woe, second woe, and the scriptures speak about a third woe coming quickly. We know this to revolve around the third world war, where there's going to be many nations, many countries fighting together and against one another in the name of a coming cause, which is the new world order. Facilitated by the mark of the beast, man, spoken of in the book of Revelation. Okay. Go down to verse 11. Violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. So it's just going to go down, man. And it's going to end with, a big wars, man. Big wars and more wars, man. Ultimately, so much war that these guys are going to try to war against Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And his host of holy angels, man. All right, but we'll see how that works out for him. But this man is so prideful; he's willing to just and you know why he's like that. Esau Edom, he's like that because the Lord blessed him with the fatness of the earth and that sword, man. So of course he wants to utilize it. Of course he thinks that he can do this forever, but it wasn't prophesied for him to rule forever. It was prophesied for him to rule for a specific amount of time, and we're prophesying and teaching that time is almost up, man. So that's why you see this man attacking everybody, because he think he still has that strength that the Lord blessed him with, and he doesn't. He's on his way out, and it's causing many divisions amongst the earth. They don't like him. They don't like Esau Edom. They don't like what he's got going on. Clearly, this man is wicked. Clearly, this man is a bully. And the rest of these nations on the earth are starting to see that the Lord is stirring things up and putting a spirit amongst these nations to be in a spirit of conflict, battle. All right, and prophecy is going to come to pass, Lord willing. These things don't slow down, man. Okay, and we get to see the full strength of everything that we speak about on a daily basis, man. Prophecy, world war, pestilence, disease, famine, chaos, all these things, the mark of the beast that we prophesy on a daily basis, man. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 22 and verse 3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So, we're prudent, wise, um, not stupid. We're able to foresee the evil that is on the earth and the evil that is going to happen in the near future. And guess what? We're hiding ourselves. How are we doing that? Via the names Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shah. And the Bible speaks about the name of the Lord being a strong tower. The fact that we run into it in our say. So we run into it spiritually, the name Yahweh, by calling upon those names and doing what those spirits told us to do, man, and not to do. So we call upon those names, the strong tower, Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shah, and hopes that we're and hide ourselves and hope that we'll be safe. But the simple pass on and are punished. But a simple person, a simp, a stupid, sadish child, are not gonna regard. They're not gonna hide themselves via the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. They're gonna do whatever they think they want to do, and then when it's brought to their front door, then when they can't afford to put food in their mouths or their family mouths, then they wanna, act like they're so holy and want to have a prayer circle or a prayer meeting, or we need to sit down and actually be serious because the scriptures speak about the Lord being the austere man. Guess what? If the Lord austere, He's gonna put that spirit upon His men, all right, to be in that same spirit. So while we were being serious about this truth, all right, about Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah, about our nation, the nation of Israel, y'all are just playing around. Now that you can't eat no more, this, this is the move they're gonna try to pull pretty soon. Now that y'all can't eat no more and there's no more fun to be had, there's no more football games to watch, no more movies to go to, no more clubs to jam in. Now y'all want to be in a more austere spirit. Now y'all want to be crying out. Now y'all want to be in the house of mourning more than the house of mirth, which ain't even there no more because the Lord done burnt this shit up. You know what I mean? You got to be wise, man, to foresee the evil. We see the great tribulation. We see World War III coming. So we hide ourselves in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah, just like Passover time is coming. Guess what? The Lord's hopeful elect are the only ones on planet Earth that will be collectively observing the Lord's Passover with a certain spirit, of a serious spirit, an austere spirit, not in the spirit of this is a cookout, this is a party, this is a big gathering. No, to actually observe what the Passover is supposed to be observed for. All right, if you know, but that's coming up. You'll have the majority of the nation of Israel not observing, but that small remnant, that portion, they're doing that in fear that the Lord will remember these attempts at rehearsing the righteous acts, and will remember them when the world war pops off, when the mark of the beast comes, when they're chopping heads off, when people are getting gunned down in the street, when people are throwing up and their heads are spinning like zombies because the Lord has put some strange pestilence upon the earth, man, like He said He was gonna do. All these things are coming, man, so it'll behoove us to get our act together, come back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah, serve the Lord. Don't be a pretender, be sincere, be humble, and just stay the course, man. The Lord is not an unmerciful power. We can all testify to that, but He is an austere power, though. So take your salvation seriously, man. All right. And all we got to do is wait on the Lord, man, because it's going down. That shit is boring. You know what I mean? Not necessarily everything that's happening on the earth, but the day-to-day grind is boring. It's mundane. I'm through with it. I can't wait till the Lord switches this stuff up and start more calamities and more prophecy, because this is just boring, man. Day in, day out, week in, week out, it's the same story, Monday through Friday. Wait on that weak ass weekend and don't let you have to work on the weekend. You through, It's just terrible. Night shift, day shift, doesn't matter. Third shift, whatever. It just never stops. It's just so how could you be comfortable here? Oh, we know how you're comfortable here. You receive these gifts. You receive these benefits. You're comfortable here because you're prospering. All right. You obviously, we're wise enough to know ain't nobody perfect, but if you're living a life in such a way where it's more good than bad, where you're more full than hungry, where you don't care about Yahweh Bahashem Shai, you don't care about this work, you don't care about this truth, because you're fed, you're full, you're not hungry like the Lord's hopeful elect. You're not in the house of mourning like the Lord's hopeful elect. You're in the house of celebrating, partying. When's the next gathering? When's the next freak party or what have you? When's the next all white party? You know what I mean? Celebrating, going down the hallway doing weird dances, man, celebrating. Just saw Cardi B popping up, celebrating, doing a damn oxygen mask after her concert because she just absolutely went crazy. Let her tell it, she went crazy. It's crazy in Africa, she says. Living her best life. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I brought her out, she living her best life. She's prospering. She's celebrating, even though she's whatever with old dude, whatever. She not in the house of mirth. She's not in the house of mourning. She is in the house of mirth, folly, prosperity. Look at me, look at me. I'm the best looking version of myself. I'm the best version of myself. Well, we got to wait on the Lord, man. But it's going to get ugly. It's going to get crazy. Wait till the Lord puts that pestilence out and you start seeing people get sick or these diseases from sexual immorality that Yahweh Bahashem Awashai is gonna let run rampant, throughout Babylon the Great, man. There's gonna be pestilences, man. You want to eat abominable things? Hey, the Lord, for you Israelites, the Lord is gonna put something out on the earth that's gonna make you sick. Very, very, very sick from eating those abominable things, man. After he done warned you and warned you and warned you. So we'll see how that works out for you guys, man, that don't want to serve Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. But let's see. Go to the book of 2nd Esdras, and we can leave it off there. 2nd Esdras 9 and 15. I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. And that's what we're trying to scream out to our people. It's only going to be a small remnant, period. And it's only of the Lord's hopeful elect. It ain't a small remnant of every nation on the earth. No, it's only a small remnant of the nation of Israel that's going to be saved. Everybody else is going to be perished. Everybody else is going to be in a confused like state, man, even before they perish. So hey, it'll behoove you to know where you sit. So how do you do that? By giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Whatever your lot is, everybody isn't a teacher, everybody isn't a prophet. Now we all hold these skills, every last one of us, even the females. Can a female not teach? Sure, she can teach, but the Lord did say let all things be done decently and in order. So the Lord did set up men to teach this thing, all right, in a certain way, in a certain order. So we just have to be receptive of that, trust the process, and hope that we'll dodge these things, man, because a great number of souls are about to constantly be taken off of the earth on a daily basis, man, and we'll get to the end of this story very, very quickly. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Till next time, Shalom.